NASCAR coverage when you're on the go with NASCAR Mobile. The official app of NASCAR puts race coverage and live in-car cameras at your fingertips. You can also listen to drivers and teams discuss race strategy. Download free at NASCAR.com/mobile. And it does work at the fairgrounds. You can use it at work, so you can be even more unproductive if you want in the office. How's that for NASCAR Mobile?
That is perfect.
We know a lot of folks were using it on Monday, though, when we were had an extended stay in Pocono. It's hard to find things you would think to motivate Kyle Busch because he just has done everything. This might be it, guys. He has won in his last 3 Xfinity Series starts, going for 4 in a row, and he's attempted to do that before and has never been able to. 5 different times he's tried to do that. So if he does it here, it'll be the first time.
Yeah, he's won these 3 in a row, all from the pole. First driver to do that. But he's never won the Xfinity race here. So a lot of things come into play in trying to make this streak or continue this streak. And he was the fastest to Joey Logano's win out.
Yeah, he's been fast all weekend. Mike, do you have more?
You know, it's interesting. I spoke with the 22 team this week, and they've had a pretty great history here at this racetrack. And we were talking about that and how that might give them some confidence coming into this weekend. And they just looked at me and said, yeah, but Kyle wasn't here last year. So they know he is here this year. And, of course, I reminded them that Kyle has not won here. It's one of 2 racetracks on the Xfinity Series course and schedule where he hasn't won. That didn't make him feel any better. They said, oh, great, that's just going to make him run harder. Right now, their plan is to run a couple of runs here during this practice and then park it. Not an extensive practice plan for the 18. They felt like they got a lot out of their testing session yesterday. Just one small little issue with the brakes yesterday. They worked through that and feel like they've got a pretty good race car here for the weekend.
So, yeah, Joe Gibbs Racing actually winless here in the Xfinity Series. Hard to believe there's anywhere Kyle hasn't won.
Yeah, in the Xfinity Series, it is hard to believe. I mean, he's narrowed it down. There's only a couple left on his Cup side when you look at it. But you know, and it's really hard for me to believe that Gibbs hadn't won here yet. Yeah. But the drivers they have and have had, that they wouldn't have won a race here. But as I said before, Eric Jones, this is his first race. Daniel's been here before, I think. And we have seen the Gibbs cars be the class of the field. We have seen the Penske cars and the Childress cars and the Roush cars chase these guys in the Xfinity Series no matter where they go. But Penske, as we see the 22 car here of Brad Kay, Penske's got their guns loaded this week. They've got 2 really good road racers in Joey Logano and Brad Keselowski. This is a place where it's not always about pure speed. It's about making time through these corners, making up a little bit, getting in the right position to get up off of it. And these drivers can make up a little bit here, so it should be a little bit better race here.
We're riding along with Brad. You can see coming out. That's where he goes. You run that turn out of the inner loop, and in second gear you try to get the third quick spot. Some guys will get to high gear there. Brad downshifts back to second, and you'll carry this around to the final corner here. This gets you on the long front straightaway. See, not a lot of turn in the steering wheel at this particular part of the racetrack. You want to drive it as straight as you can. And once again, this is a very fast part of the track. A lot of braking, and you really important right at that moment to match your shifting with what you've got going with your speed. If you don't, you start at wheel hopping. If you have to apply a little too much brake, then you find yourself in trouble. And then up through the S's, KP.
Yeah, he's pretty much flat up through the S's, and that's where you can make a lot of time. And these guys have talked about the S's not being as fast. You see Brandon flipping some switches there. 4th gear, then he downshifts 3rd and back to 2nd and through the inner loop. Dale spoke of. You see that thing when he hits the curve, how much input goes into the steering wheel and back through the carousel where we started with him a minute ago. This is a place where you have to hit your marks every lap. You have to be in the right place to be able to come up off these corners. Not a lot of other places do we go to where drivers talk about hitting the apexes or double apex corners or getting into the corner straight and being able to turn in sooner. And as the tires wear, it gets tougher and tougher every lap.
And with the new pavement project that Kirby obviously knew as well here at Watkins Glen. Remember, Penske has yet to win in 2016. That's hard to believe here in the Xfinity Series. Hey, let's get more on that 33 car. Parker?
Well, Brandon Jones is new to road course racing and also being a rookie in the Xfinity Series. His team was given a little bit of coaching earlier.
Stay tight right there. You're kind of going out too far right there on that left. Try that next couple times. One thing I can suggest is what I see with some of these other guys is when you initially brake and get down in the corners, see if you can release the brake a little bit sooner, not drag as much brake. It may help you go and you can drive it with the throttle. Okay, that's all.
Let's delve into that a little bit more. I want to jump back to, you heard the first part of that discussion where they were asking him not to bring the car so far over. Well, one thing these cars don't do well at 3,400 pounds is change direction. And at road courses, we ask them to change direction a lot. So the ways as a driver you can minimize the change of direction, you're going to allow that car to go faster through the corner. And then from there, the second part there, really what they're talking about releasing the brake is just letting the car roll more. A lot of times these road courses, as a driver, it's easy to stay on that brake too long and get it down the corner, and that's when it gets very light. It's easy to lock a tire. But if you let the car roll and get out of that brake and roll more speed, you can find yourself a better run off the corner.
Yeah, it looked like he tried to listen to them there up in the inner loop by getting off the brake and missed the corner, so you have to be careful with that. I always found it a little bit successful to trail brake just a little bit. You're not on the brake hard, but you just got enough to set the car. Once you felt it set, then you can get off of it and let it roll from there.
Yeah, and everything they're telling him to do, when get off the brake early and let the car roll freer, if your car's a little bit snug or something, you're going to overrun that tire and you're going to make it chatter. And we've already heard these guys talk that this tire has a little chatter in it.
Elliott Sadler back out on track after that trouble in the garage. Joey Logano continues to lead. Last year's winner is fastest.